Oh, you know Sunday's not the Sabbath. Give me the camera. We know that Sunday is not the Jewish Sabbath. We know that Saturday is the Jewish Sabbath.
Question. Where does the Bible call the Sabbath the Jewish Sabbath? The first time we see it in the Bible is in Genesis 2, verses 2 and 3. And there was no such thing as a Jew back then. And even if you want to take that route, in Galatians 3, 28 and 29, and at the end of Romans 2, Paul says that it's not about biology. It's about those who believe in Jesus. You are descendants of Abraham. You are spiritual Israel. So the Sabbath still applies to you.
We worship Christ on Sunday because he was resurrected on Sunday.
Question then, where does the Bible command Sunday sacredness or Sunday worship because of the resurrection of Christ on that day? Never once does the Bible command or allow Sunday sacredness to honor the resurrection. In fact, what the Bible does do, though, is it does say two things to do in honor of the resurrection. Romans chapter 6, baptism. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, the Lord's Supper and the ordinance of humility, what we commonly call the foot washing. But nowhere does the Bible allow or command Sunday sacredness to honor the resurrection. It's just not there.
And instead of fighting us about the Sabbath, man, you should love people that may not agree with what you have to say. We got to stop majoring on minors.
That you try and take this the love route. You should love those who disagree with you. Of course we do. That's not the issue here. The issue is, do you love Jesus enough to obey him? Because in Matthew 22, 36 to 40, and in John 14, 15 to 23, Jesus reminds us this issue of obedience is about love. In fact, in Matthew 22, when he says, love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself, he was referencing back to Deuteronomy 6, verse 5 and Leviticus 19, verse 18. In direct context of both of those scriptures is all 10 commandments, including the Sabbath. And you say that Sabbath keepers are majoring in the minor church. No, my friend. The Bible makes this a major issue. In fact, the Bible makes this such a major issue that in Isaiah 66, it says the Sabbath will be kept in the new heavens and the new earth. In Isaiah 56, it even promises the Gentiles blessings for keeping the Sabbath. In Revelation 14, 6 through 7, the final threefold message that will go to the world, the Bible quotes from the Sabbath commandment, listing it as part of the gospel message. Why? Because according to Hebrews 4, according to Ezekiel 20, verses 12 and 20, it is the sign of salvation by grace. The Bible does not make this a minor issue at all, my friend. In fact, going further than that, in Revelation 13, the Bible shows us this final war that will ever be fought is an issue between Sabbath versus Sunday.
You can worship Jesus any day of the week. If he told us to enter into him and he is rest, he is a type of Sabbath for me.
The old Jesus is my Sabbath argument that is not biblical in the slightest bit. The issue is not, can we worship every day or should we worship every day? Of course we should. That's not the question here. The Bible makes it clear we need to have that daily relationship with Jesus, and we do find our rest in Jesus, but he is not our Sabbath. That concept, that phrase, does not appear anywhere in Scripture. But the Bible specifically says the Sabbath was set apart as a 24-hour period of holy rest, seeking Jesus more fully than we have the ability to do the first 6 days of the week. In Genesis 2, verses 2 and 3, the Bible makes it clear God blessed it, he sanctified it, and he rested on it. Those words mean that he set it aside for holy use and for worship. God in his word makes this issue of the Sabbath a very big deal. And if you truly love him, you're going to stop making excuses and you're going to obey him. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree or disagree?